This is Jarrod Horak for the RunawayHorse.com, and welcome to my latest Kentucky Derby 2022 points race video. And in the series so far, through 21 races, my top choices have 7 wins, 6 seconds, and a third place finish. Now last week I covered the Risen Star Stakes, and I gave out my top 3 contenders, and they all finished first through third, but in the wrong order. My top choice finished third there, Zandon. He ran a decent race though for trainer Chad Brown, his first start of the year. He did not have a good start, and he made a nice sustained run to finish third. Smile Happy was my second choice, and he did finish second there. Nice effort there again in his first start of the year. And then the winner was Epicenter, going wire to wire. He was actually my third choice. I picked him in the Lecomte Stakes, and he ran too good to lose there. But this time he was able to get loose in the Risen Star. He didn't have to go as fast as he did in the Lecomte, and he kept on going in a nice effort. So I thought the top 3 ran quality races in that race, and they're all eligible to move on and be solid Kentucky Derby contenders. And now this week's video, I'm going to do the 11th race from Oaklawn Park. It's going to be the $1 million Grade 2 Rebel Stakes for 3-year-olds, 1 mile and a 16th on the main track, scheduled post time 6:22 p.m. Eastern Time. And this race is for Saturday, February 26th. And I just did the Honeybee on the road to the Oaks. And you can watch that video on my YouTube channel. And now I'm going to jump into the analysis of the Rebel Stakes, beginning with number 1, Kavod. This one, 12-1 morning line. He was a good $50,000 claim. They claimed him for $50K in November of last year, and he won a $150,000 sprint stakes race at Oaklawn Park in his first start for his new connections. And then last 2 times he was in Kentucky Derby points races for trainer Chris Hartman, and he finished 4th both times in the Smarty Jones Stakes. He stalked, he led, he weakened in the slop, and then last time out on a fast track in the Grade 3 Southwest, he set the pace, he weakened to finish 4th. He was clear of the rest of the field. From the inside post, he should be a pace factor, but as competition is getting deeper and races are getting longer, he's getting a bit less effective. Number 2, Newgrange. He's 9-5, and he's your morning line favorite for trainer Bob Baffert. And Bob Baffert is always dangerous in these Derby points races, and at Oaklawn Park as well, where he's had a good long-term record when he brings his 3-year-olds to Oaklawn Park. This one is 3 for 3 lifetime, won his sprint debut at Del Mar, and then as my top choice, he won the Grade 3 Sham Stakes, controlling the pace, and my top choice in the Southwest Stakes last time out from post 10, he stalked the pace, he surged in mid-stretch, and he won by a length and a half. It didn't look like he was going to win, but he was finally able to get the job done, and he found some energy in the stretch, and he was able to win nicely. So he beat this kind. He has a bullet workout for this at Santa Anita on February 19th. 5 furlongs and 58 and change. That was best of 46. John Velasquez, his regular pilot, is going to be back aboard, and he's either going to set the pace, they're just going to go out and just try to wire the field, or they're going to track Kavod like they did last time and maybe try to get first run. Number 3, Cairama for Steve Asmussen, won his career debut at Belmont Park, and then he was unplaced in the Grade 3 Nashua Stakes. In a sprint stakes race behind Kavod, he finished 3rd on December 3rd, and then in the Smarty Jones Stakes last time, he was 6th, beaten 4 lengths. That was a 13-horse field. He was out in post 11. It was a wet track. So maybe getting back on a fast track, he can run a bit better, but he's going to have to run better to compete with the top contenders in this race. Un Ojo is the next one. This one, 12-1 morning line. He was 2nd in the Grade 3 Wither Stakes, a Kentucky Derby points race at Aqueduct last time, but that wasn't a strong race. He didn't earn a spectacular speed rating by any stretch of the imagination. Back-to-back runner-up finishes. He was 2nd in a New York bred stakes race prior to his last, and he's going to have to pick up his game. I liked him as a live long shot in the Withers, but I don't like him as much in this spot. Texas Red Hot, 12-1 morning line. He comes off a 10th place finish in the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes. Now that was a key race. We've had 3 horses from that race win Kentucky Derby points races this year. Classic Causeway and White Abario, the 2nd and 3rd place finishers, won some points races. And then Smile Happy, the winner of that race, came back and he was 2nd in the Risen Star last week. So he exits a productive race, but he really didn't do any running in that race, and he would really have to step up his game to compete with these. Stellar Tap was my top choice in the first Kentucky Derby points race last year, the Iroquois Stakes, but he disappointed that day. But he looked really good in his career debut at Saratoga at 7 furlongs, dueling on the lead and pulling clear. And then in that Iroquois Stakes, the pace was quick. He stalked the pace, he took the lead, he weakened to 5th. And then in the Breeders' Futurity, chased the pace, weakened to finish 7th by 12 in a 13-horse field. They laid him off. They brought him back in an optional claiming race at Fairgrounds last time out over a route of ground. And in that race, he ended up finishing 3rd. The winner of that race came back and finished a decent 4th in the Risen Star Stakes for trainer Todd Pletcher last week. So this one, second start after a layoff, he could go better for Steve Asmussen. I would expect that he's going to stalk the pace. Number 7, Ben Diesel. This one for Dallas Stewart. I've liked him a few times. He looked really good in his career debut at a mile in the 16th in that race. That was at Churchill Downs last fall. He stalked the pace from a middle post, pulled well clear. Second time out, the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes. I mentioned that is a key race. And then in his next start, after finishing 4th in the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes from post 10, he drew post 13 in the Smarty Jones Stakes on a wet track, and he was hustled out of the gate, battling on the lead, and the pace was too quick, and he had to go too fast, and he finished 7th in that 13-horse field. Ran a better race in the Southwest from the inside post. He stalked the pace. He finished 3rd. So he's one he's had some interesting trips. He had to stalk the pace in the Southwest from the rail, stuck out in post 13 in the Smarty Jones, stuck out in post 10 in the Kentucky Jockey Club. Now he's got a nice middle post, and maybe he can set a good stalking trip, but he's going to have to run better. Chasing time, number 8. He is a Steve Asmussen trainee at 8-1 morning line. Ran off the screen in an optional claiming race at Oaklawn Park last time at 1 mile. That one was slow early, fast late. He had the lead, he lost the lead, he got it back, and he rolled by almost 8 lengths as the 1-2 favorite. He's run well, finishing in the exacta in his last 4 starts. This is his first stake start, and he's going to have to run faster. The pace is going to be quicker this time. He's just not going to be able to just be up there on that slow pace and take over. That's not going to happen this time. The pace is going to be quicker. He's going to have to chase those faster fractions. Number 9, Barber Road, 9-2 morning line. Pretty consistent. Exacta finishes in his last 5 starts, including a close-up 2nd place finish in a stakes race. He actually broke his maiden for a maiden claiming 30. He's worked his way up from starter allowance, where he won that one. Then he was stakes placed in his last 3 starts, including the Smarty Jones Stakes from post 10, he rallied to finish 2nd, and the Southwest Stakes from post 8, he rallied from 12 lengths back to finish 2nd behind Newgrange. So he's been very consistent, and he's going to be trying hard from off the pace. He's an overachiever. Number 10, Ethereal Road for trainer D. Wayne Lucas. That was a big effort last time out. After his first 3 maiden races, he didn't really do much, except in his 3rd start, he did improve in the mud when they stretched him out at Oaklawn Park. That was on December 18th, and he finished 3rd in that race, but he was well clear of the rest. And then on a fast track last time out, he didn't get much pace help. It was a slow early, fast late event, and he came flying home that day. In a 12-horse field, he was 16 lengths back in last. He passed them all, and he won by 4 lengths, earning a strong late pace rating. So Ethereal Road is an improving horse for Wayne Lucas, and he's one that should continue to get better as he gets more experience. I just don't know if he's this good right now. And then finally, number 11, Dash Attack, will round out the field for trainer Ken McPeak. He won the Smarty Jones Stakes in his 2nd career start from off the pace. Got a lot of pace help in there. And then in his career debut on a good track at Oaklawn Park, he won that one from off the pace. And then in the Southwest, he was 3-1. He didn't really do much running. The pace was quick enough for him to rally into, but he just didn't rally. He was 5th, beaten almost 8 lengths. So he's going to have to run better in this spot. So now I will give out my top 3 contenders in this race, beginning with my 3rd choice, number 10, Ethereal Road for Wayne Lucas. I was impressed with that run last time. Visually impressive, slow early, fast late maiden race over the track at this mile and a 16th distance. Look for him to be running on late. My 2nd choice in here, I'm going to make number 6, Stellar Tap. Against Pioneer of Medina last time, that was a decent effort. And I said Pioneer of Medina did come back, and that one finished 4th, an okay 4th in the Risen Star. So now 2nd start after a layoff. Stellar Tap has a strong pedigree, good connections. I liked him last year, and I'm going to give him one more chance to try to jump up and run a decent race. But I think it's going to be tough to beat Newgrange in here. He's got that tactical edge. These Bob Baffert trainees always break sharp in these Derby preps, and they're always in the hunt throughout, and they're fit and ready to go. So I would expect Newgrange who was my top choice in the Sham and Southwest, to probably win this race if he runs back to either of his last 2 starts. I didn't think it was his best effort last time, but he probably needs to run a little bit better this time, but he probably will be able to do that. Not a lot of value, but I'm going to go with a bit of value underneath him with number 6, Stellar Tap, and then number 10, Ethereal Road. I'm going to try to beat some of the other horses from the Southwest and Smarty Jones. I just don't think that those races were super strong, but Newgrange was certainly better than that group last time, and he's probably better than this group. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this content. That will wrap up this week's video. I'll be back next week to look at some more Derby and Oaks points races. And until then, good luck at the races, and don't forget to check out the runawayhorse.com on my Kentucky Derby 2022 page for my Oaks and Derby blogs, and then on my sales page for my Santa Anita Park full cards. And then at horseracingnation.com, I have a daily best bets blog if you're interested in more free selections. And that will wrap up this video now. Good luck at the races.